My name is Jo and I came to Enabling Women as a woman with disabilities who was looking to meet women like myself, learn about my identity, make sense of how I acquired my disabilities later in life, and assert my rights as a woman with disabilities. I am a survivor of childhood trauma and family violence in my adult relationships. I'm generation 3 in a 4-generational experience of PTSD in my family. My PTSD since childhood has manifested as addiction, eating disorders, depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizoaffective disorder, panic attacks, agoraphobia and catatonia. Ongoing trauma and inability to access adequate mental health care resulted in my eating disorder taking me to 260 kilos and unable to walk. My poor mental and physical health resulted in an 8-year experience of agoraphobia in which I was isolated to one room in my house, never opening the front door, never answering the telephone, never venturing outside, never seeing other people in the community other than a very few home visits from my GP and 3 involuntary hospitalisations to the psychiatric ward in which I was heavily medicated for a period of time and once again discharged to the same set of circumstances and lack of support that had brought me there. During this period of my life, I felt isolated from other people. I felt neglected by the medical profession. I felt judged by society. I felt unsupported as a parent. I felt discriminated against based on my experiences and the resulting health issues. Had I been able to assert my rights as a woman with disabilities, I would have been more able to access the community as a wheelchair user to get out of my house and be mobile. I would have been able to live independently in the community instead of relying on my children for my welfare. I would have had help and support to access community programs. With proper healthcare, I would have been able to assert my freedom of speech and the right to information, which would, for me, have broken the cycle I found myself in. My involuntary hospitalisations would not have occurred and I would have maintained my right to freedom and privacy. In accessing the wider community, I would have been able to enjoy my right to education. Furthermore to information, I would have been able to access my right to rehabilitation services and manage to walk again after losing 100 kilograms. I could have enriched my life through the right to work. I could have asserted my right to be politically active. I would have enjoyed a life rich in art, culture and leisure. This lack of equal health care resulted in me being treated cruelly and inadequately. According to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, these are some of the most important rights that are essential in human life. Had I been respected as a person and given access to these rights, my life would have been much different. I wanted to do Enabling Women not only to learn about what it means to have disabilities, I wanted to assert my abilities. There are great things that I can achieve. There are opportunities available to me to explore. There is a rich life ahead of me. The fundamental framework that I am building for myself in the course is grounding me firmly on my feet and launching me powerfully into my future. This program has helped me find my voice. It is important that I use my voice not only for myself, but for my children and for women like myself who have experienced illness and disability through trauma, so that women and children like me and my children are not continuing to be neglected, judged and discriminated against. I'm so grateful for this program for giving me the skills, the knowledge, the support and the encouragement to move forward and beyond what I had experienced as restrictions due to my disabilities into possibilities.